Thanks, Therese. All right, we need a great dessert, don't you think? We started out with this coq au vin, the chicken that we cooked in our slow cooker with red wine and mushrooms and potatoes and those little pearl onions. Just a classic French dish. And then I showed you how to make a French vinaigrette. Couldn't be easier, with basically just some red wine vinegar, a little bit of Dijon mustard, some salt and pepper, pinch of sugar in there, or actually about a tablespoon of sugar, and some oil, and whisk that together and just toss it with some greens. And that's how they serve salads in France. That's the traditional way. Well, another traditional French dessert is called apple tartan, or apple tartan, and basically it's a French version of an apple pie. And a little complicated though, and way too many steps for me, so I was looking for another wonderful dessert that was kind of a spin-off of that, easy for us home cooks, and I've got one for you, and you're going to absolutely love it. And you know, croissants are huge in France, the wonderful French bakeries where you go get the crusty loaf of French bread and fresh baked croissant to go with your coffee in the morning. Well, we're going to really cheat big time, and I don't think the French would approve, but these things are fabulous, and we Americans love them. It's just a tube of crescent rolls, and wait till you see what we're going to do with these. We're going to wrap apples and crescent rolls and make a wonderful light custard sauce, and it's just yummy. And I just want to check on my custard sauce here. Looks great. Okay, now first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut up an apple, and I'm going to use a Granny Smith apple for this, and we want to cut it into about 8 slices. I want to leave the seeds out of there, so might have a few to nibble on, and that's okay with me in my book. Okay, get those all. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need 2 more slices. So this recipe only takes 1 apple, and it's really simple. And like I say, you may have some left over. You don't want, if it's a real big apple like this one is, you don't want real big slices. I just want to check on my custard here. It looks perfect. Okay. Now let's get that off the heat. All right. Now we're going to take the tube of crescent rolls, and it's always a fun part, getting these darn things open. Sometimes they pop, and we always love that in my family. And we're just going to open these guys up. And this makes 8 desserts. I just want to check on the ones I have in the oven, see how they're doing. Oh yeah, they look great. Okay. So, you want to, and Ireland always is the one in my family to do this because she's kind of a perfectionist. You want to get these into their exact little triangles that they come in, and just kind of spread them out, and then you do, I've got some couple tablespoons of sugar and some cinnamon, and I just want to mix the 2 of those together, and we just take a little bit of that cinnamon sugar and sprinkle it on top of the crescent roll. And we take the apple slices, and we start at the wide part actually. So they're going to actually look like the classic French croissant. And they just go in your baking pan just like that. So we'll do one more just to give you an idea again. But again, flatten this out, cinnamon sugar mixture on top. Start with the wide part. We've got our apple in here. Just roll them on up, and you'll just keep going and going. Real easy. All right. Now we're going to make the custard. Now there's 2 ways you can do this custard sauce. You can do it on the stove top, and it's basically a wonderful almond custard sauce, or you can just bake it right on top of the crescent rolls. First thing you want to do, once you get these crescent rolls all lined up in the pan, you want to bake them for about 20 minutes, and I'll show you how they come out in just a minute, but I'm going to make the sauce first. The sauce calls for 1 egg, half cup of heavy cream, half cup of sugar. I want to mix that all together, and a little bit of almond extract. And there's some almonds that go on top of this dessert too. This is just yummy. Now at this point you can just simmer this sauce on the stove very, very carefully and it becomes a nice light custard and drizzle it right on top. Or let's do one more of these guys, and I'll show you how it all comes together. Again, my cinnamon sugar. And this dessert best served warm with some vanilla ice cream. All right, so we can do some more cinnamon sugar on top, and these get baked like so in a preheated 350-degree oven. Let me show you what they look like. They just brown up and they're beautiful. And at this point, you take this sauce and you just pour it right over. Make sure that egg is really mixed in there nicely. Pour it over the crescent rolls. Top with some sliced almonds and a little sprinkle of cinnamon. And it goes back in the oven and cooks for another 20 minutes or so. So let me go get this guy back in the oven. We'll get our other version out. Looks unbelievable. And you serve this warm with vanilla ice cream, and oh my gosh. Recipes on our website. I'm going to find some vanilla ice cream, and I'm going to dig right in. We'll be right back. Our trip to Paris is coming to an end, but we're not done quite yet, so stick around. Stay with us. Oh, it's so good.